By the year 2020, I for sure thought that we were going to have jetpacks and flying cars. Kind of bummed out that that didn't happen. But there are countless other predictions that have come true that are just way more terrifying than flying cars. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary 2020 predictions that came true. Starting off this countdown, we have the personal companion. In the 1999 book titled Business at the Speed of Thought, Bill Gates had a prediction surrounding the technology in 2020. He said that in 2020 we would have personal companions. He said that it will connect and sync all our devices in a smart way, whether they are at home or in the office, and it will allow them to exchange data. He continues to say that the device will check your emails or notifications and present the information that you need. For example, when you go to the store, you can tell it what recipes you want to prepare, and it will tell you a list of ingredients that you need to pick up. Well, doesn't that sound an awful lot like Amazon Alexa, Google Home, and Siri? All these devices can present you with the data that you ask for. A Google Home can literally link to your other products so you can dim the lights, change the temperature, turn on a kettle or microwave, or start your Roomba. AKA, these devices exchange data with each other just like Bill Gates predicted. Then these devices can also tell you about any notification that you receive, just like what Bill Gates also said. So he was pretty spot on with this prediction. Making our way down the list at number 9, we have the natural disasters. The next prediction was made by the famous 16th century prophet Nostradamus. Nostradamus is known for his book Les Prophéties, which is said to hold predictions of future events. He claims that for 2020 he predicted big natural events like unusual natural disasters. In fact, he said that there could be a record of storms, even mentioning tornadoes and hurricanes being a big threat. Well, we have already been hit with natural disasters this year, such as the Tennessee tornado. From March 2nd to March 3rd, a series of large tornadoes tore through the west and middle Tennessee. As a result, 26 people were killed and more than 300 were injured. It is said that this tornado came unexpectedly and hit at midnight when people were sleeping and didn't receive a warning, making it that much more deadly. As for hurricanes, well, people are already preparing for the 2020 hurricane season, claiming that it will indeed be very disastrous. Moving on to number 8, we have robot intelligence. For decades, people were convinced that by 2020, robots were going to take over the workplace. Although they haven't replaced humans completely, there are instances where they definitely have. Like the Tesla Model 3 manufacturing line is 95% automated. Or how in most restaurants now, cashiers are being replaced by kiosks where you can place and even pay for your order. And even in grocery stores, there's now a rise of self-checkout machines. But the freakiest one in my opinion are the robots in hotels. That's right, robots are now starting to become members of the hotel staff. Some Marriott hotels in Belgium have robots that help with check-ins and even deliver room service. And you know what, I've seen way too many robot movies where they just end up becoming way too intelligent and then take over the world. So this scares me. Watch in a couple of years, the robots will be taking over the world. And then you'll have this video and be like, look, Lindsay predicted that. In our 7th spot, we have the coronavirus. Turns out tons of individuals predicted that we were going to be hit with some sort of virus in 2020. The one that shocked people the most was made by the psychic Sylvia Browne in her 2008 book titled The End of Days. In her book, she wrote, and I quote, "In around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe." That's freaky. But more individuals have predicted this, and not just her. In 2019, a bunch of predictions for the following years were posted on the World Predictions Group, which is basically a group for tarot readers and psychics. The group is run by Jean Mail, a professional intuitive counselor. A woman by the name of Michelle predicted, and I quote, "difficulty breathing and something bad in the air in China." Difficulty breathing is one of the common symptoms of the virus. And then a woman by the name of Trisha CT wrote on the website that for early 2020 she had a feeling regarding Milan, Italy. Well, we know that Italy was hit really hard with the virus. It's very devastating. Moving on to number 6, we have the downfall of the economy. We have another prediction from one of the psychics on the World Predictions Group. A woman named Paula had a vision of some kind of crash in the economy for April of 2020. Sadly, due to the current pandemic affecting us all, our economy is suffering. People are being laid off work and businesses are closing, and airlines are suffering, and same with other non-essential businesses that are shut down. As a result, it is badly hurting the economy. It's leaving a lot of people vulnerable. So, is this the crash that Paula had seen and predicted? We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the car tragedy. Again, we have another prediction posted on the World Predictions group. This time, it was posted by a woman named Karen R., and she said that in 2020, more cars would be purposely driven into crowds. Well, on Monday, February 24th, a car intentionally plowed into a carnival crowd in Germany. As a result, more than 30 people were left injured, numerous being children. A witness described that a silver Mercedes broke through the police blockage and headed directly towards the crowd at a high speed. Police ruled this as an intentional crime, making her prediction come true. In our 4th spot, we have global warming. Nostradamus has made tons of predictions that have come true. The next one he discussed in the book was about the sea levels rising and climate change in the year 2020. He said, and I quote, "We shall see the water rising and the earth falling under it." Well, sadly, this is true. In fact, just this year, scientists have announced that we are reaching the point of no return. Before, they said we had 12 years to save the planet. Well, they now drastically shortened this number to 18 months. Because of global warming, the ocean is heating, causing the water to expand and sea level to rise. This in turn will cause flooding, shoreline erosion, which damages agriculture, and severe storms. He also predicted that as a result of climate change, the world leaders will start to take measures against pollution. This is also true. In 2019 to 2020, hundreds of governments around the world declared a state of emergency for climate change. In fact, scientists predicted that this summer is going to reach a record heat high, seeing numbers that were never recorded before. For our 3rd spot, we have the invisible computers. Okay, this one sounds weird, but let me explain. Futurist and inventor Ray Kurzweil made a prediction for the year 2019 to 2020, saying that computers will be invisible. He said, and I quote, "Computers are now largely invisible. They are embedded everywhere, in walls, tables, chairs, desks, clothing, jewelry, and bodies." Okay, so this is kind of true. Computers are now everywhere nowadays, from smart homes and smart fridges to tablet tables and chairs with tablets built in. And then you have Apple Watches, which allows you to access some features like a computer on your wrist. So yeah, computers are embedded in our furniture and jewelry. Maybe not our clothing or bodies though, not just yet. He also predicted that we would be able to access this from glasses and from our eyes, like in movies. Although this hasn't come true, scientists are working on smart contact lenses that are said to measure glucose levels for people with diabetes. So this might also become a normal thing later on in life. Moving on to number 2, we have the Australian wildfires. Nostradamus is back at it again with another terrifying prediction. This time he is said to have predicted the tragic Australian wildfires. These fires have destroyed more than 6.3 million hectares of land. It is estimated that 500 million animals have died in New South Wales alone. Their surviving animals had their habitat destroyed, leaving them homeless and struggling to find food and water. It is said that this is the worst fire threat to the territory in nearly 2 decades. Well, in his book, Nostradamus mentioned a fire in 2020 and described it as, I quote, "The sky will be darkened, the field will be burned by heat." Pictures from Australia show how dark the sky was as a result of the ongoing fires. In fact, wildfires continue to be on the rise from climate change, so it is quite possible that another large-scale fire could occur. And in our number 1 spot, we have the missile strike. Earlier this year, we were threatened with the possibility of World War III. Thankfully, it hasn't happened, but Nostradamus was said to have predicted the events that led to this concern. In his book, he wrote, I quote, "The great man will be struck down in the day by a thunderbolt, an evil deed foretold by the bearer of a petition." Well, on January 3rd, 2020, Trump ordered a missile strike which ended up killing Iran's major general, who is said to be the 2nd most powerful person of Iran. A great man struck down by a thunderbolt could be interpreted as the major general hit by the missile. And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shout out portion. I'll be shouting out more comments from my video, Top 10 Kids Who Remembered Their Past Life Part 3. Irida Art commented, "They should create a machine that makes you remember your past life." Like if you want this too. I mean, it would be pretty cool to see like who you are or what you were doing in your past life, but I feel like it would just go terribly wrong. 707 Defender of Justice commented, "Hey, I'm early for once. How is everyone?" I'm doing great. How are you? Are you out there defending justice? Thank you for that. Ronnie McKindra commented, "I said it once, I said it again. I wish I remembered my past life." Hey, well, maybe you and that other commenter can get together and build that time machine, and then that way you can remember your past life. Just a suggestion. And that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today. Don't forget to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see you.